this day, okay? Versus everybody else, man. They're doing whatever they want, worshiping different gods, being homosexuals, eating pork, doing whatever that comes to their mind. That's what they're doing. You know. It says because they should amend. Because they should amend. They're gonna. And that's what the time we're in. When you go into the word atone or atonement, it goes back to the word amend, which is to correct your way, man, to make right. All right, a reparation, right, a restitution towards Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for the things that we done by what? Presenting your body a living sacrifice. You know, it's like Yahweh Shai told the apostles, this 1 hour you couldn't bear with me. This 1 hour, it's the same thing. This one day, you know, brothers want to be doing certain things, you know, that are not contrary to the ways of this particular day, or as a Passover. These are Solomon feast days, man. The elders already broke that down to us as being a serious day, you know. And certain brothers just have that seriousness, man. That's just the way it is, whether you accept it or not, whether you want to call it militant or not. That's just the way it is, man. It's a balance, okay? You got certain leaders, every brother has a different office, a different role in doing this. You got gentle and then you got the froward, man. You know? I was watching the movie the other night, man, called a lot of brothers, I know a lot of you brothers, your older Jakes have seen it. Lean on Me, okay, with Morgan Freeman. You know, it's an old school movie, but it's an old school but goodie. It's a real good movie, man. But that principal, Morgan Freeman, he was an austere man. He went into a school that was corrupt, man. You know, had graffiti everywhere just back in the day, man. Where, you know, everything was popping over there in New Jersey, New York. You know, the Bronx. You know, it was like that. But he went in there and cleaned up house, man. He actually cared for his people, man. You know, made things right. But he was doing a lot of bitching. He was firing teachers. You know, everything, man. He was suspending them. But guess what? Those children, those teachers ended up loving him. Why? Because they didn't understand at that moment, but they knew at the end that it was all for their benefit. They're good, man. It's a good movie to watch, man. And when I was watching it, reminded me of how us brothers are rising up, and we're gonna be judging the 12 tribes of Israel, man. We're gonna be rulers of the earth. You know, we're gonna be governing and smashing the rod of iron upon the heathen. For all the things that they be doing, their injustice, their oppression, all that is gonna come back around upon this place, man. And that's what's happening right now. We already drunk the cup of the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai because we broke the law, statutes, commandments. Now you're gonna have to drink it down, man. These 2/3, you Edomites, all you other nations, you're gonna have to drink the cup of the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai now, man. But until then, man, us brothers, we're going to be judging 12 tribes, man. Lord willing, I'm part of that number. The elect are going to be doing that, man. Rulers, kings. You know? This is not no act. This is not no thing. It's like Esau sets certain people up in a business, and it's all just a goddamn act. It's just them collecting a check. You know, you go to a serious meeting, right? Something serious about to go down, but before it happens, they're laughing, giggling, crack a joke with you. But then they go into the seriousness of the matter, and it's like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. You know? And it could be various reasons why they do that, because they're just because their life is good. They're about to make your life hell, right? Or they're just trying to make the situation not so awkward. Or, you know what I'm saying? But it's not going to be like that with us brothers, man. It's not going to be serious in the kingdom, whereas it's going to be like tyrannical. It's not going to be nothing like that. But right now we have to be in a serious mind state, man, because of the seriousness of the wickedness is a high level, man. You know? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai said, when he comes, shall I find faith on the earth? What is that faith? Works. Is you going to be found working, or are you going to be found fucking lackadaisical, lethargic, indolent? You know? a sluggard, a sloth, you know, lukewarm. This is the day that we're in to reflect on all these things, man. Like I said, certain brothers are at different levels of certain in their spirit, you know. But if you're not at that level, you're supposed to mourn with a brother that is of a low estate. You're supposed to mourn with that brother, condescend to that brother's low estate, build the brother up, you know. Remember yourselves in the land of your captivity, you know. Remember your Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in your affliction, man. Call upon him. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 11:24. For thou lovest all things that are, and abhorrest nothing which thou hast made. For never wouldest thou have made anything if thou hadst hated it. See? So Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai don't hate you, brothers, man. You younger brothers that are coming in, you feel like shit for the things that you've done, man. The Lord loves you, else you wouldn't have woken up. So take this as mercy, man. Take this as take this serious, man. You know? Scriptures say, love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, mind, strength, and soul, man. Your whole being. Right? Putting your best foot forward. You know? Exerting yourself from level to level. But according to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's time, but showing that you deserve to go to that level, man. You know? It says, how could anything have endured if it had not been thy will? You see? And that's the elect. We're the only ones that are gonna endure, man. The scriptures say, he that endured to the end shall be saved. And that's talking about the elect. We're gonna have to go through it all, man. We're gonna have to see it all. But the elect are gonna make it through it all. Why? Because they have Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai mind like. Okay? Mind like is Yahweh Shai was to what? Suffer and to endure. You know? Endure the afflictions. 1 hour you couldn't abide, you couldn't wait with me. 1 day you couldn't wait with me. You know? This is 1 Peter 4:1. For as much then as Yahweh Shai hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You see? You can't forget Yahweh Shai was an austere power, man. Did he laugh? Yes. Did he joke around? Yes. But he had a mission, man. You have to understand that. All those brothers have a mission. But behind the scenes, we know that brothers, you know, be chilling, be laughing it up, drinking, eating, you know. But when it comes to the high holy day, certain things, we have to be in that right state of mind, man. Okay? You can't forget. All right? It says, Wisdom of Solomon 11:25. How could anything have endured if it had not been by thy will? Or been preserved if not called by thee? See? So all these things that Yahweh Shai has given us, all right, these high holy days, tools to conquer, things that holding onto our flesh, onto our soul, trying to bring us down. You know, all these things that Yahweh Shai has given us is to fight against, to combat against. You know. It says, or been preserved if it not be called by thee. But thou sparest all, for they are thine, O Lord, the lover of souls. Because the Lord is concerned about the soul, not the flesh. The Lord don't care about the flesh, because He knows the flesh is from beneath, not from above. You know, else it wouldn't cause us to go off. You know, else it wouldn't be contrary to the laws and commandments, man. You know, so we're gonna strip away the flesh, and we're gonna be renewed with heavenly bodies, man. That we're gonna be without sin. They have it's not gonna be in it in the DNA or in the genes or anything like that to go off. It's going to be completely purified as Yahweh Shai was, man. Because you got to remember, Yahweh Shai was in the flesh, and he was being tempted. Okay? But he always combated against it. Why? Because he had a fiery spirit. He had a serious state of mind, man. He was worried about his father's business, man. He was worried about being saved, delivered, making his father happy. And that's how we have to be, man. You know? The chastising of the Lord, man, it's small compared to what the rest of the world is going to go through. And it tells you that in Corinthians. Okay? Bring this one out real quick. And Ecclesiastes 7 and 2. It is better to go into the house of mourning than to go into the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to heart. See, and who are the living? Us brothers, the elect. Why? Because we raised up out of that dead state. State of mind, and coming into the renewing of our mind of a lively hope. All right, being as lively stones. Okay? Unmovable, steadfast. Okay, circumspect, vigilant, using the faculties of our mind, man, being stirred up. Okay? It says again, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. Because in the house of feasting, you forget the day of you forget the day of affliction. In the day of affliction, you forget of prosperity. So in the day of affliction, you're more aware, you're more cautious, you're more circumspect, vigilant of everything that's going around, man. Okay? Your mind is open to the things that are going around because you're on alert, man. When you're in the day of prosperity, you ain't watching for nothing. You know? You ain't looking for nothing. You're just worried. You just want to laugh, chop it up. You know? Got everything's all good. You ain't being circumspect. You know? Scriptures say a man scarcely does smile. A wise man scarcely does smile. You know? It says, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. You see? So you're going to lay these things to your heart, man. You know? You have to lay these things to your mind frame. And that's all we're doing. You know? Atonement. To atone something is to make right. Right? In a lesser term. And then meant is meant it for mind. So making our minds right. You know? Getting our minds right towards Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Cleansing our hands, cleansing our ways, asking for forgiveness, having a repentant heart. You know? It says, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. You see, the mind is made better, you know, by afflicting yourselves. Your mind, not the flesh, the mind, because your mind frame is being realigned and focused on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. That's what the time that we're in. You know? You can never have enough. The scriptures say we can never praise Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai enough, man. We can never extol him enough. You know? You know? We can never extol him enough. So how much more, how much less or more us being in that mournful state, in that affliction, that serious mindedness, you know? It says, for the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. You see, because you're not really taking heed to what's going on, man. You know? You're not taking heed to what's going on. I'm going to read that again. But the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. You know? It's not a laughing matter, man. It's a serious. Some brothers, this is a serious day to them, man. This is a day to have sins wiped away, Lord willing, by the mercies of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? Because we're, like I said, serious brothers are really looking for salvation, man. They're looking for their Redeemer. They're looking to be delivered, man. With faith. Not saying you don't have faith by doing these things, you know, but You have faith. You got to have faith, man. It says, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. You know, all noisy and shit. You just want to see the flame burn, man. Chill, relax. You know? But the crackling of the pot, you know, it's all popping loud and you run away from it. And that fire, you want it to burn, man. You know? Not saying to chill and relax, like in a sense, because it's the state of mourning, man. You know? Going back over here to James chapter 4, verse 10, it says, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. All right? So you got to humble yourself, man. You know? Calm your spirit down. Calm yourself down, man. Right? Because it says in, let's see where it is. This is 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse 11. And that ye study to be quiet and do your own business, and to work with your own hands as we command you, that we walk honestly toward them that are without, and that ye may have lack of nothing. You know, so we have to study to be quiet, man, and do our own business. You know, this is a business that we're all doing, man. You know, this is a business that we're all doing. We have to study to be quiet, calm your spirit down, and reflect. Make things right, man. Set that house in order. You know, cast off from the evil thoughts, man. Evil things, man. Go over here to. This is Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. And now is our salvation nearer than we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore put off the works, cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. You see? You know? That's what this is all about, man. Every day, though. Every day, not just on particular days, on high holy days. This is every day. This is an everyday thing. But as I made that analogy, that example, the you know, how you can go on a daily, you know, you have a sale on a day that is 20% off, 10% off, 20% off, but then you go on a particular day that all the stores in your town are having sales because it's like a sales day. It's at a higher sale, right? It's at 75%. That's a hell of a deal, you know? See, that's how Yahweh Shema Shai works with us, man, for his elect, you know? This is Romans 13 and 13. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Yahweh Shemashiach, and make no provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. And that's what this Day of Atonement is about, fasting, man. It's about fasting, afflicting yourself, not fulfilling the lust thereof. It's not about you. You know, it's not about your flesh. It's about making things right in the spirit, man. With Yahweh Shema Shai. This is 2 Ezra chapter 14, verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. But the first thing it says set thy house in order, man. Get your mind right. You know, get your spirit right. You know, make things right with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Repent. Okay? Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. Because we know, we all confess it. We say Yahweh Shai is on his way. You know? all the blood moons, all these different natural disasters that are going on the earth, all right, which are, you know, you got the seasons are out of their own seasons, you know, everything is out of whack. The birds, the animals are confused, they're anxious, you know, the people are anxious. So what are you supposed to do? Set your house in order, man. Get your mind right. That's what that means, because this body is a house for the spirit. You know? By taking heed unto the word, man. By taking heed to the counsel. Alright? To what brothers have to say, man. Okay? It says, now therefore set thy house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them that as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. You see? And that's the weak nature that keeps you in that depressed state. When I'm telling you when I'm saying to be in a mournful spirit, is meaning that you're being repentful, man. You know, you're looking for mercy. Because some brothers may not feel like they have to do anything, but guess what? You have secret sins that you may not know about. King David said that, man, in Psalms 51. Secret faults. You know, it's all about being humble, man, being broken, contrite spirit. It says, let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. See? Haste to flee from these times, man. Not worrying about the world. Let the world worry about the world. Worry about what is pleasing unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. What is good for your spirit, man. What's good for your soul, man. Hating evil. Loving the good. Okay? That's the time we're in, man. You know? It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And that's all we're seeing, man. Like I said, 7.7 billion people on the earth, and you got majority of the people waxing worse and worse, man. They ain't thinking about finding the path of righteousness. You know, seeking out the old ways. You know, inquiring the age through the fathers. You know, they ain't doing that, man. They're out doing their own thing, watching basketball, football games. You know, they don't have their house set in order in the sight of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. You know? It says, for the truth is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteth the vision to come, which thou hast seen. And that's what we're preparing ourselves for, man. A living sacrifice. You know? A sweet savor unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. Okay? Let's get this one. This is Philippians chapter 4, verse 18. But I have all and abound. I am full, having received of Epaphroditus the things which were sent from you, an odor of a sweet smell, a sacrifice acceptable, well pleasing to the Most High. Okay? So that's what Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is wanting, man. A sacrifice acceptable, with an odor of sweet smell, a sacrifice acceptable, well pleasing to the Most High. Right? There's another one, if I'm not mistaken, it's in Corinthians. always forget where this one is in Corinthians. This is 2 Corinthians 1 and 14. Now thanks be unto the Most High, which always causeth us to triumph in Yahushua Mashiach. Because through Yahushua we've got the victory, right? Through Yahushua, man, Hamashiach. And maketh manifest the savor of his knowledge by us in every place. So we're those burning incense, you know, that are making known the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, before everybody's face, whether they want to see it, hear, or forbear. You know, that's what the Lord said. It says, "For we are unto the Most High a sweet savor of Yahushua Mashiach in them that are saved and in them that perish." See, so regardless whether they hear or forbear, we're still that sweet savor. We're that burnt offering, man. We're those lights that shine upon the housetops, man. You know, a candle that burneth, you know, in a bushel where no man can hide it. You're gonna put it in the middle of the room. That's what we're doing, man. Whether people want to accept it or not, we're living in the last days, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is coming back, and he's gonna destroy. Okay, and any of those that are found with spot or with blemish, you're gonna be destroyed by way of fire, man, or by way of however the Most High sees fit, by way of that sword. You know. It says, to one we are the savor of death unto death, and the other the savor of life unto life. And who is sufficient for these things? See? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, he got the elect, us brothers, man. Lord willing, I'm part of that number. I hope with my heart, mind, and soul, man, I'm part of that number, man, all other brothers, man. Scripture say, be not over righteous, because you never know, you might not be part of that. You know? But we have to put on as the hopeful elect. Okay? And seek our Creator in the days of our youth, before the evil days come. Seek Him 10 times more. You know? Afflict ourselves. You know? Remember the times that we're in. Not to fall in that state of complacency. Alright? Being lethargic, lackadaisical, or indolent. You know, you want to be on fire, man. You want to be unmovable. You know, always remembering, always abounding in the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Rehearsing the righteous acts. Okay, because we live in a time that is very wicked, man. This place is full of witches and warlocks. And check this out. To verify what I'm saying is the truth. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 12. For the bewitching, let me start at verse 10. He pleased the Most High and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated, talking about Yahweh Shai. Yea, speedily was he taken away. Speedily was he taken away. All right. Yahweh Shai was like in his 30s when he was taken up, you know, and translated to his Father, man, in the heavens. Least that wickedness should alter his understanding. That's how wicked it. Just imagine that the scriptures say talking about in that time, but now that we're in a different age, man. This place says it's like Sodom and Gomorrah, man, or spiritually known as Egypt. Babylon. So you have all these different spirits, these kingdoms compiled in this one time right now in 2019, man, the wickedness is far more exceeding great. It's far more greater than it was in the time Yahweh shot, but it still said that at least it altered his understanding. You see? Because this place is full of wickedness. It's full of witches and warlocks casting spells on a daily basis, man. These lights, everything out here is subliminal, and it's meant to try to draw you into its own the belly of the beast, man. You know, even though we're in the belly of the beast, but we're separating ourselves. It says, you know, depart, for this is not your rest. This is sword polluted. It shall destroy you with the sword of destruction. You know, depart. It says, yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest. You see? So, this place is full of gross darkness, man. But we know there's light, and we have to remain in that light, not, you know, return back to the darkness. You know, one thing somebody told me a very long time ago, you know, when I was out here by myself preaching, and this goes back in 2000, maybe 2010, you know, he told me, he goes, don't worry about it, man. He's like, unless you go back into the darkness. And it was like he was quoting that movie. What is it called? Not Star Trek, but Star Wars. Okay. I think it was something that Luke Skywalker was received. If he went into the darkness, that was it, man. He would leave the light. You know. So that's the truth. I've read scriptures that verified that. Put off that weak nature, put off the flesh, put off the works of darkness, and put on the light. Because going back into the darkness, that's it, man. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be cast out into outer darkness. They're already in the outer darkness. You know? It says, for the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of concupiscences doth undermine the simple mind. He being made perfect in a short time fulfilled a long time. That was Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai died 2,000+ years ago, and it still has a power effect upon us brothers, man. Look at all us brothers that are waking up. A lot of brothers are observing the Day of Atonement right now. You know? Brothers are being sealed up. We're sealing up brothers, women, and children. For it so pleased the Lord, therefore hasted he to take him away from among the wicked. And that's what the Lord is waiting to look to do, man. He's waiting to look to deliver us from the wicked, man. Okay? To deliver us out of the hand of our oppressor. You know?